Hi guys, what's up? This is first of its kind. I don't know if it's going to be one of its kind, but welcome. This is a bit awkward, you know. The state of mind or my state of mind for the past few weeks has just been one of just immense thinking and just trying to, figure out what direction my 2021 is going to take. And it's been a journey. It's still a journey, but I had an issue with my phone, lost contacts, all that good stuff. But did I say hi? But I have just not been in a state of content creation for myself. For people, yes, because man must chop, man has to make money. But for myself, it's been a struggle, and I think it's more of a struggle for me visually. I.e., I'm not in the mood to wear a wig, to put lashes, to put y'all know I don't even wear lashes, but I'm just not in the mood to just sit down in front of a camera. Maybe because I just have a few things that are just holding me back. Whatever it is, I don't know. So, like I said, this is the first of its kind. Yay! I think I find it easier right now not to put a camera in my face and just be able to just speak about certain things. And so, yeah, today I'm going to be owning my insecurities. So about a month ago, I put on Instagram, asking people, share with me what your insecurities are. And a bunch of people were, very honest with their insecurities. And so I thought about it and I was like, Bimbo, it's so easy for you to sit down and ask people to share all these personal details with you. But how much of yourself are you sharing with people? Now, for a lot of you that don't know, I keep telling people I created my YouTube channel to just be able to express myself and voice out a lot of things that I'm thinking, which is why you see that the first few videos that I had on my channel was pretty much just me. And at first it was called, Miss Craig's Thoughts. Because listen, my head be taking a lot of things and holding it in, right? And after a while, I realized a bunch of people actually thought, they knew me from my channel. And you do get to see a glimpse of who I really am. But I'm also very, 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 very guarded. And so it's still not the full extent of myself that I put out there, just simply because of the way I'm wired. And so, I've decided to own some of my insecurities. And most of them are, some people will say superficial, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? To me, I know what the meaning of insecurities are, but for me, what I take it to mean are things that make me hold myself back from being my entire true self, or things that make me look at myself sometimes and not say some of the nicest things to myself, or not think some of the nicest things. So yeah, I have like a, all over the place kind of list, but here we go. I would say one of it for the longest time was my voice. A lot of people won't get it, but I think I said in one or two videos and on Instagram Live about how for the longest time when I was in secondary school, I used to get teased on. First of all, I'm like, I was a big tomboy. I think I still am, just not as bad. And so I always used to get into like clashes with a bunch of guys in my class, man, because I don't have time for rubbish. You understand me? So anyways, for the longest time, I used to get picked on by the ones that I would get into like, wagwan altercations with, and they'd be like, look at your voice, deep, sounding like a man. And for the longest of times, I hated my voice. I couldn't deal with the rasp of it. There are times when if I wake up in the morning, listen, my voice is literally cutting. I'm saying something and halfway midway it just goes, and then it picks back up again, and I'm just like, oh my God, what is this? So I remember there was a time when there was a dude that was talking to me, and he used to like to call me in the morning, and I couldn't understand why. So one day I had to ask him, why do you call me so early in the morning? And he's like, listen, your voice in the morning time, listen, raw. And I was like, this voice. And then now imagine now being, in front of the camera with Skinny Girl. It was like one of my biggest concerns. And then over time, it's like, even with the pandemic and wearing my mask, and someone just hears me ask for something in the store or wherever, and they're like, oh my God, yeah, the girl from, and I'm like, but I'm wearing a mask. Like, your voice, I can recognize it anywhere. And I'm like, listen, this same voice. So it's taken a while, and there's certain times when I do feel some type of way about it, but I'm learning to just be appreciative of it. Like I said, insecurities are, even though people think that the best things about you is how you feel about them, and that's what makes it your insecurity. So my voice was one of them. Another thing was my teeth. I think I said it, and that's what led to the conversation about insecurities. For the longest of times, so when I was younger, oh my God, yeah, I go sharing. I used to suck. The kind of sucking I used to do was my lip. I used to bite my lower lip, and my mom is a Shakira, so my mom would say, Baba Ronje, am I go for a week? I'm sure I'm not saying it well, but she used to want me to stop biting my lower lip. And so for the longest of times, I think I did that when I got into like proper adulthood. And as I got older and I became more self-conscious, I just noticed that my two front teeth were just like huge, and I'm just like, what is this? And so if you check my pictures, like before like first time like Facebook and Instagram came out, I never used to smile. I used to pout. I will pout till destiny comes. But a few years ago, I looked back at those pictures and I was like, ew, like, why am I pouting? Like, what is really the kilo shele ganga bimbola? And so I was like, nah, mate, I'm not doing this anymore. And so I stopped. And I decided to open my teeth, and I was like, listen, my teeth is not that bad. I don't need braces. Anybody who can embrace these teeth, that's your business. And so since then now, I just smile. And, I still see it every once in a while. But I'm like, listen, I have to love something about myself. And so, yeah, it was my teeth for the longest time. Third thing is my arms, y'all. Listen, I've worked hard, thankfully shed some pounds. But these grandmother arms, oh my Jesus. And the funny part was, I've always just never liked my arms. I think even if I was, lighter on the scale, I probably still would not wear sleeveless. I just don't. I'm just like, why? And it's not like they're not arms that are bigger than mine. I just see them. I don't appreciate it. I just don't want to put it out there. I don't want to wear cap sleeve. I don't want to wear sleeveless. Don't bring it to me. I'm not wearing it. That's on period. I can't explain the arm one. It's just how I feel. Thanks so much. Next thing will be my weight. Now, what I'm about to say about my weight is the funniest thing ever, but it's the honest truth as well. At my heaviest, guys, I said this before a few times, I was never weight conscious. I didn't care much about my weight. And when I mean I didn't care much, I mean my mom was always on my case about it, but I didn't pay it no mind. It didn't affect me in any way. I keep telling people at my heaviest, guys used to toast me. Listen, Abimbola. At one time, I felt like I was a hot chef's pies. I was salty. You understand me? And I just didn't pay it no mind. I felt confident. I felt good with myself. I didn't care. And then it was after my brain surgery that I made a conscious effort to just try and do better in terms of being active and just living a more active life. I'll do another video just recapping, my entire surgery and what led to all of this. But yeah, and so now I'm the lightest I've ever been, I think. And I'm more insecure now about my weight than when I was heavy. And that's what I'm saying, it's the craziest thing ever. When I was heavier, I didn't care. But now I'm more conscious about it, and it's scary. And I mean scary in terms of the fact that I would like to consider myself a strong-minded person. But sometimes, and that's why I keep telling people that I don't think it's polite to speak on people's body type or weight, regardless of whether it's a compliment or not. Because if anything else, especially for me, it just makes me more insecure about my weight. I don't know if that makes sense. And I know that people don't intend to, but that's just how I react towards it, If you say, oh my God, Bimbo, you've lost so much weight than the last time I saw you, I'm thinking to myself, the last time you saw me, was I heavier? Oh my God, am I heavier now? It just sends me into overdrive. And since I've lost all the weight that I have, over like 30 kg, to be honest with you, I am more insecure than I was before. And every day it's a struggle. You don't see me, I go running, I do this, I do that, I work out. And that's because I keep telling people, my goal is not to lose weight. My goal is to get a really active, healthy lifestyle. And so that's where my journey is. But I'm more insecure now about my body than I was when I was much bigger. And that's the honest truth. Other thing is my stretch marks. So when I was in university, I think that's the first time I ever noticed or paid attention to this oil called bio oil. And so I remember then I had really bad stretch marks. And then I think it was my mom that mentioned it. And she's like, Abimbola, you should try this thing. Your auntie got it for me. And then I was like, okay, cool. And so for the longest of times, I think from when I was in uni till maybe about 6-10 years ago, I used bio oil consistently daily. And so what I ended up doing was whatever stretch marks I had then, it just made it white and it faded off. But every time I look down, maybe that's why I still don't like my arms. Every time I look down at my arms, I'm just like, what is this? By the way, guys, like I said before, my stretch marks are not the visible type. Like, you don't see veins or anything. But I'm very insecure about it. The dress I wore for my birthday photo shoot, the red one that had like the little tassels on the side. Listen, it took everything in me not to kill Iremide for exposing my arms. But anyways, yeah, my stretch marks are one of them. The other thing is not something that you can see. It's something that is within, and which is the fact that I feel like I'm constantly always misunderstood. It's an insecurity because if I'm around people I don't know, I don't speak. Now, a lot of people don't seem to know that I'm also very shy. My mom will tell you I'm a very shy person. I don't like to be vocal around people I don't know until I feel comfortable, just simply because, like I said, all my life I feel like I'm constantly always misunderstood. Maybe it's my tone, and as I've gotten older, I've found the need to be more attentive when I speak, simply because I realized a lot of people just don't know how to, I would say tolerate. I wouldn't say handle, because I'm not looking to be handled. I would say a lot of people just don't know how to tolerate my tone. I'm a very passionate person and also very assertive. And I feel like when you are passionate and you're assertive, a lot of people don't know how to handle that because they're just not used to people who believe strongly in what they believe in and are willing to stand by it. And so based off of that, I think when they come across people like that, they don't understand it, and then they tend to make you feel like you're being aggressive. Now, like I've said, I've gotten past all of that. I really don't really care because I realized you can't please everybody and people always have an opinion about you. But what it has made me insecure about is the constant second guessing before I open my mouth, especially in a room full of people that I have no clue who they are. I mean, if you ask my opinion about my beliefs, I will stick to it and I will stand and guard it till the end. But I just won't just open my mouth like that and just be talking, simply because I'm constantly always misunderstood and people just don't get my tone. And so now, as I've gotten older, I'm just trying to guard my energy and just make sure that I'm just not around people that just don't get me. And if I come across people that seem to and then eventually they still don't, I just move. Just simply because, listen, you gotta protect your space, bro. You can't just let all these kind of things just get to you. So, yeah. And the last one. The last one is a very weird one for me, and that's in terms of my job title. A lot of people won't get it, but this is what it is. I feel like when people try to limit me I feel like when people run into me or someone asks someone about me and say, what does she do? And they go, she's an actress. I get very insecure about it. And I think the reason why for me is because I feel like I'm so much more. And when you call me just an actress, I feel like you kind of take away from everything else that I have worked so hard for. And I realize that it's not a problem that people call me an actress. I think it's just because I just want to be addressed as more than that. Because I'm most passionate about production, which is being more behind the camera than it is being in front. And so I feel like when you just call me just an actress, I'm like, but I produce, I create content. Hello, I direct. What the hell? sometimes I do law. Like, are you joking? I can sing too. So I'm like, oh God. So I think when it comes to my job description, sometimes I feel like when you just put me as just one thing, especially when you call me an actress, I feel like it just like you kind of negate everything else that I've done. And I realized that that's a personal thing that I need to get over, because it's not even that deep, one. And two, it's beyond that. For some people, they just don't even know what I do. Some people genuinely think that all I do is act. And I'm like, not really. And so I've decided that when I'm faced with situations like that, as opposed to just keeping quiet or just getting like slightly irritated by it, I'll be like, oh yeah, I act. But I also, just to add to it. And then a bunch of times I've done it, they're like, oh wow. Oh, I had no clue. And I'm like, yeah, I do actually. And then it moves us into like a totally different conversation. So I would say that, that's a good way to which I've been able to address that. So yeah, first of a kind. I hope you guys like this. But yeah, I will see you guys on my next, I don't know whether it's going to be a video or whether it's going to be a podcast. I don't even know if I should call this a podcast. But yes, guys, this is me owning some of my insecurities. I'm putting it out there and telling you guys that, listen, insecurities are things that we all deal with every day. And I think the biggest thing would be identifying it and then working towards trying to get over it and not letting it rule you and not letting it hold you back from being the great person that you've been destined to be. One day at a time. But like I said, the first thing is by owning. You need to accept that, listen, these are the things that hold me back. These are the things that make me feel some type of way about myself. And then you start walking towards it. So yeah, guys, until the next one, bye.